Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at Dent against USDT. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, jumping into the daily chart, we do have a fib set up from this swing low over here in January to the swing high in April. And as you can see, we bottomed out over here at the 0.382. We found that as strong support. So I think this will be a major support level that will, play a role in the next kind of rollover that we're going to have. Next up, you can see that we blasted off, hit our head on the 786. We went past the 0.618 without any trouble because as you can see over here, we were struggling to get through it. We blasted off, went back to find support. Now we're forming another impulsive wave. You can see that you have a cup and handle pattern playing out right now. So the target of that would be from the resistance of these two peaks to the very bottom of the cup. You place it at the resistance and you get your target. So that's going to be our target. Okay, that was the wrong line. I do apologize. We're going to take an arrow and we're going to point that there. Okay, that will be our cup and handle pattern. I do apologize. There we go. 0.0165. That is our target from this cup and handle pattern. We do have a couple of resistance levels to get through. So I did give you some buy levels earlier, and we're going to check that out on Binance. Right now we're on TradingView. I just want to show you some overall stats and what we're doing. So on the daily chart, we're a bit overextended from the 20 EMA. So look to find some support on the 20 EMA. You can put some buy orders over here on the 20 EMA. That is sitting at 0.00517. So perhaps you can get a bounce off of that and then have your move towards the upside. Obviously, what we can as well do is bounce back off the 0.618, but that is more unlikely in my opinion. The 55 EMA is very important as well because you may get a bounce off of it here and there. So make sure to have the buy orders right now. You could start dollar cost averaging through this little dip because you never know when we are going to have our next move. So yeah, we do have this resistance over here as well, this strong resistance. I'm going to show you why in a second. So you can see over here, whenever we got to this, I do apologize about that. Whenever we got to this area over here, you get rejected straight back down. That's why it is going to be a very strong resistance level. So what you can do is set some sell orders at the 0.786 and add 0.01136 and 0.01399 because I think we're going to get rejected from there. We start coming back up, break resistance, and we're going to fall back to support. Hopefully, we're going to find support on the 0.786. But you got to start taking profits along the way. Now, I will show you the bull market end targets because people constantly ask about the bull market end targets. And you can do it yourself, basically. So you have to take, I'm going to show you in a second. So this is the weekly chart. What you do is you take your fib retracement. You place it from the swing high to this swing low, okay? So you need to have the level 0 on the bottom and level 1 on the top. From there, if you double click the one level or just click on the settings bar that pops up, you're going to get this. You want to add some levels, the 2.618, you want to add the 1.414, you want to add 2.414, you want to add 2.272 and 1.272, and as well 1.618. You can remove or add background if you like. I have it in reverse, and I have my labels on the right, and set the fib levels to log scale because we're on logarithmic scale, okay? So once you have that, you look at the 1.618 over here. That is your target from the impulsive wave after you bottom out, after you peak out over here at this level 1 on the fib. Once you bottom out and start the impulsive wave, that would be your target. Of course, you're going to have to break the previous all-time high to get there, but once you break it back to that support, that is your target over there. So keep that in mind. That's how you do it by yourself. Obviously, you can get the overextension to the second fib level at 31 cents, but we have to be a bit more realistic and not expect ultra, gains because they are possible, but you still have to manage your expectations. So you can see that we have the Elliott wave theory going on over here as well. So you have 5 waves: wave 1, wave 2, which is a corrective wave 3, the massive monster wave, then wave 4, which is a corrective wave as well, and then the fifth wave taking us to our target. Now, the third wave is usually twice as big as the first wave, and the fifth wave is usually a bit smaller than the third one, but you can see they're almost the same size. So potentially what could happen is we may even get to 6 cents or 7 cents and not get to our 1.618 target, but we're going to keep that over there. That's why you should always sell at these resistance levels, because you never know when you're going to dump. You know, the whales can dump the markets because everybody's thinking that we're going to dump in December, but they may just play it out in November and we get screwed basically. So just keep that in mind. Always want to take profits. And this fifth wave that we're looking at is going to have 5 waves, 5 mini waves, you could say. So I'm going to pull out the Elliott wave. So this is the first wave, potentially. This is your second wave, okay? Then you're looking at a massive third wave, potentially taking us to the 1.272. We're going to have a rollover, perhaps to the previous all-time high, and then the next one taking us to that target at 1.618. But this is just a theory, okay? It doesn't have to happen, but this is what it's adhering to right now. And the fourth wave correction doesn't have to be below, it doesn't have to reach the first level peak, right? The first wave peak. So if this is your wave 1, okay, and this is your wave 2, I do apologize. So this is your wave 1, and this is your wave 4 correction. If the wave 4 goes below the wave 1 high, then you're invalidating this whole structure. So just keep that in mind. That's something to pay attention to. The third wave is always bigger than the first one and the fifth one, almost twice as big as the first one. And yeah, we're on the weekly chart. You can see that we have run into the 0.618, and this is the fib that I have set up. This is a different fib from the trading view fib, because on that fib we are set up from January of the low, and here we have the low sitting in July, basically, where pretty much every project bottomed out. And now we're starting our impulsive wave. We came back to the 55 EMA, and I gave you these support levels a long time ago. 0.003722 to 0.003013. That's where you should have bought in. That's where I bought in personally. And from there, you're now sitting in profit of pretty much 90%, okay? Almost a 2x. And as you can see now, we're above the 20 EMA. We're looking to break resistance levels. We're looking at the 0.5 sitting at 0.00616045, and the 0.618, which is the golden ratio, which is going to have a lot of resistance. That is where you potentially can set some sell orders at 0.008266. Okay, once you break that and backtest of support, you're pretty much cleared to take out the all-time high, because you don't really have a lot of resistance in here, okay? And then you're in open waters, and you can do anything, you know. This project is very good in my opinion. I do have a fundamental review on it on my channel, so I'm going to link that at the end of the video. But look for the 20 EMA to hold as support on the weekly chart. And if we take a look at the indicators, you can see the MACD has just bounced off. The moving average has just bounced off the signal line, and this gives you that appreciation in price. So look at the MACD as a lagging indicator. The price does something first, then the MACD gives you confirmation on that. So the stochastic RSI has, you know, it was going down for that bottoming out over here, but the price didn't let that happen, and now it's dragging the stock RSI to the upside, potentially get overextended over here, and then this is where you want to be selling, okay, on the weekly chart on the stock RSI. Once you get there, that's your red flag, okay? Now jumping into the daily chart, I do want to take a look at the RSI on the daily chart. So you can see on the daily chart, this support line has held us twice before. We broke down below it, retested it as resistance, and then we broke it. So now we broke that resistance and we want to retest it as support. So you potentially can look for a bounce off of this trend line on the RSI on the daily chart. So keep that in mind. Draw this trend line in. Take a good look at this and just, you know, do the same thing on your chart. Next up, the stock RSI on the daily is showing us overbought, so potentially you should have been selling when we had that initial pump, because Dent has been doing very well. And if you want to get back into the project, you want to wait until the stock RSI comes back down to the oversold on the daily, okay? You have to keep that in mind. The stock RSI is a very good indicator. With the bullish cross on the MACD, 29th of September, we're getting above the histograms right now. So once you get too overextended like this, obviously this is a lagging indicator, but once you see the MACD moving average, the yellow line getting overextended from the signal line, there's a huge gap in between them. That is your red flag as well. So you just kind of have to use all these indicators together to figure out what's going to happen. So 20 EMA support on the daily chart, you want to hold that. Pretty much that's where you want to be buying off right now. For example, if I do set up a fib retracement right now to this swing high, okay, so you're running into, yeah, now you do look for support at 0.005348. That's potentially where you're going to come back down. That's the golden ratio. By that time, the 20 may have creeped up already, and you may get a bounce, and off you go. Okay, so have this level in mind. And yeah, other than that, you just look at the larger fibs to see, just zoom out and see where you're potentially going, and is it worth selling now at all. Okay, so yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Stay safe, make sure to stay hydrated, and peace out.